back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot, off the post, score!
They'll try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot, off the post, score!
They'll try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot, off the post, score!
They'll try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot, off the post, score!
They'll try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot, off the post, score!
They'll try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot, off the post, score!
They'll try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot, off the post, score!
They'll try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post.
On a cold and snowy Friday evening in the Ocean State, we welcome you inside Thayer Arena in Warwick, Rhode Island. Another edition of Rhode Island High School Ice Hockey here on Fans Only Sports Network. Matt Jolison, the broadcast with you this evening. Thanks so much for tuning in. A doubleheader from Thayer Arena tonight. As Warwick takes on Mount St. Charles, we'll have Hendricken and Moses Brown to follow this game. And you couldn't ask for a better place in the Ocean State to be able to see hockey than inside of Thayer Arena tonight. Warwick in the all black this evening, with Mount St. Charles in the red with the white and blue trim. Dylan Hanna gets the start for the Mounties. It'll be Braxton Bragg without question for Warwick, and we are down and underway. Tonight's game is brought to you by Joseph Lammy, Attorney at Law, 696 Reservoir Avenue in Cranston, Rhode Island. Visit josephlammy.com for more information, and by RR Elite Recruits with access to 3,000 schools, 80,000 coaches across 38 NCAA sports. For athletes looking to play at the next level, be seen by being a part of RR Elite Recruits today. Quickly already an icing and a face-off down inside of the Mount zone, as that one will get brought across, and a deflection will put it up into the netting behind Dylan Hanna. And a stoppage of play and another face-off back down in the same zone. Face-off that can be won by the Mounties as they tried to kick that one out to the blue line. Got dumped back in. Delayed offsides, though. As Warwick will instead go for a line change. Mount will cycle this one around the backside. Off of the 10 of Antonio Lombari. Back down into the corner, and it's pushed around for Connor Souza after getting thrown hard into the boards. As the 19 of Jack Potter. For Warwick, the 17 of Ryan Barlow as he tried to push that one forward. Could not get it fully under the stick of Sean Mullaney. Getting dumped in front of the bench was Lucas Hammond. And it will trickle its way down the sideboards, pushed along by Braden Slack. This one's going to come all the way down. It'll get chased by Chris Schiaffino. Schiaffino loops it around for McNally. McNally off of the sideboards, goes back to Schiaffino again. And it's Chris Schiaffino and Gerard Schiaffino right next to each other as the two brothers play with that one. And it comes all the way back down for Ty Carroll defensively for Mount. Mount stepping forward on this Warwick offense, really pinning him into the neutral zone area, not allowing for Warwick to develop anything as that one just got thrown from the corner. McNally and in front, and a shot by McNally as that one went up high and wide. The Warwick putting a couple of shots on the board early on here, just 2 minutes in. Harrison Dumas. As Dumas got run into the corner trying to kick back for it was Rusov. It scoots across instead and will be dumped down as Kyle Menard sent that one all the way down. Or check that actually was the 16 of Aiden McNally. Chased into the back corner by Potter. Icing will stop play. Pickering as he pushed it to the backboards for Heeman. Wrapped back around onto the skates of Cooper Grosketh as he cycles it across for Mullaney on the opposite side. Shot attempt from the point by Souza, and it got deflected up into the netting. So we get a stoppage of play. For the 9 of Kyle Smolin right in front of the net of Bragg. Barlow for O'Day. Check that as apologies. That's the 9 of Richie Kavanaugh. And another hard shot. O'Day had it through the neutral zone, dumped to Kavanaugh quickly. By the moment we got the call out, it was on Kavanaugh's stick. Face-off won by Clements. Took the referee out on the play, and it cycles back into the neutral zone. Delayed offsides, negated, as this one is pushed up by the 2 of Dumas, and a whistle, and a penalty has been called. Interference on Colin O'Day. That's where you want to be zoomed in when you have the face off in the corner there. Puck kicks back. Colton Lawrence. And this one will come all the way down. Mount on the power play after the interference called to Colin O'Day. Defended by McNally off of the sideboards for Carroll. Ty Carroll carried that one across for Souza off of his stick. Lombari, hard shot saved by Bragg. Lombari works the backside line with Carroll. Lombari calling for it, and a shot from Carroll saved by Bragg. Whenever you have face-offs in the corners or anything in the goal, that's where you want to try to be zoomed in as much as you can into that play. So you want to be able to see that play. Yeah, you can get even further in than that. For Carroll. Around the backside looking for Lombari. Fired one, and that one went off the edge of Bragg's glove. This will scoot all the way down. 50 seconds remaining in the man advantage. 10.5 left to go here in the first period. For Dumas. Offside. And the faceoff will come to the blue line area. Get a gun. Back up with the blue line slack, and that one is caught by Bragg for a stoppage of play. 18 seconds left to go in the advantage with 9:58 showing on the scoreboard here in this first period. And getting tossed out of... Oh no, they're going to say the illegal line switch. Oh, broken stick. And it is. Not heavily broken, but just enough that it was noticeable, and it puts Richie Kavanaugh out of the game for a second. 3 seconds, 2 and 1 will expire the power play. And they're going to try to get Colin O'Day off for Richie Kavanaugh, and they do. Behind Hannah as Kavanaugh chases that one into the backside corner, gets a piece of it as he loops around for Barlow. It will scoot all the way down, no icing, as far enough back as Schifino. Schifino picks that one up, forward for Barlow. Barlow carrying into the zone. The 3 of Clements backhanded it back to Barlow before he gets pinned into the zone by 3 red jerseys for Schifino at the point, and that one gets fired just wide. 9 left to go here in the first. No score from either side. Quickly coming back the other way, though, is Colton Lawrence. Right in front as Lawrence flicked one up onto the stick of Smolin, and it's kicked away by Bragg in a bevy of traffic in front of the net. Carroll, and that one is saved by Bragg and kicked away. Carried for a moment by the opposite 25 of Chris Schifino. Schifino works around, dumps that back for Gerard Schifino. Off on the sideboards, McNally, and Mount is pinning Warwick into their own zone. It will finally pop up off of the side glass in the Dashers, but it's dumped back in. And a smart play there. For the Mounties. Connor Souza. A deflection from Hannah on the attempt that came from the 24 of Brady Martin. Getting tripped down, no call was Martin as this puck is going to scoot all the way back into the neutral zone. Trying to be pushed along by Heyman. He'll switch sides to the opposite side. Got that onto the stick of Ethan Pizzulo. Pizzulo dumps it down. Warwick goes for a minor line change with 7 left to go here in the first. As Mount carries it across, Dumas dispossessed, pushed for a second by Carroll back into their offensive zone. Go Warwick as Frankie Ryan trying to pull that one out. Or no, my apologies. Sorry, it's the 22, which we actually don't have on our roster, and Frankie Ryan there on the opposite side. Ryan for Carroll. As Ryan stops at the blue line to allow Carroll to bring it in on sides. Dumas in the corner. Outstretched pass for Mulaney. Mulaney against Carroll as Carroll came to the better of that one. Ryan for Dumas. Dumas evades a check and leaves the puck sitting. And it gets poked all the way back for Connor Souza. Off the side of the pads of Bragg. Behind the net it goes, and it's shepherded around. Sideboard play and off of the stick of Lombari as it did not reach Charlie Clements. Kavanaugh poke checks that one all the way down. Souza, Kavanaugh, as Kavanaugh pulls a little drag play to try to get it free, and he does for a moment. Barlow behind the back. Kavanaugh stuck one and Hannah kicks it out. Colton Lawrence. Lawrence fires, saved by Bragg. Lombari right on the doorstep, and another save made by Bragg. Carroll and Bragg will hold on to that one. Three straight for the Mounties, and Braxton Bragg able to keep a bagel on the scoreboard. That one almost landed onto the stick of Rusev after the face-off, and it bounced around from a few people. Will slide in front of Bragg as he watched it, and then it's swept away by Pizzullo. Headed all the way down the opposite direction as it's poke-checked off by McNally, and fisticuffs occur, and a player down on the ice is the 24 of Brady Martin. And we're going to get a penalty called for cross-checking, and it's going to go against the 11 of Logan Lefebvre. So Lefebvre in the box, 2 minutes for cross-checking. That's the first penalty called against Mount, and so Warwick on the power play for the first time tonight. Clements, as Souza battles him on the boards. Help comes from Ryan Barlow. Barlow back for Pizzullo. For Barlow once again as he holds and then sends that one down along the backside boards. Barlow has 3 red jerseys looking at him. They need to loop this one around to the other side. They do for Richie Kavanaugh. Draws things open a little bit more. Coming to the center, score! He got the wraparound to Cooper Grosketh, who slides it right through the hole, and Warwick's on the board for the first goal of the evening. It's a power play goal for Cooper Grosketh, and it puts Warwick up. A 1-for-0 to Warwick now, as they are 1-for-1 on the power play, and 0-for-1 is Mount on the power play and the penalty kill. Clements and Kavanaugh are going to get the assists on Grosketh's goal, as that one's going to come all the way down for icing. So Grosketh from Clements and Kavanaugh. In front for the 12 of Colden Lawrence, and 2 whacks from Lawrence, and the second one goes up into the netting and out of play. Around the backside boards, pulled out and carried along by Kennedy, and a whistle, and offside is called. Back for the 19 of Jack Potter, as he pushes that one forward. A little bit of a tie-up in front of the Mount bench, and the puck may have popped into the Mount bench as well, as it'll get picked up and handed to the ref by Kavanaugh. We'll get a face-off at center ice. Off the side boards goes Schifino, as it'll track all the way back. Dylan Hanna behind the net dangerously, as Warwick was tracking fast, and that one was deflected up right in front by Clements. Big hit is down into the boards. There's the 5 of Bryce Baxter. That one off of the post from Chris Schifino. Back at the point. Clements, as he works again in this scrum in the corner, comes right back out for Schifino, and he did it again. Chris Schifino is going to hate the right side post for the rest of this game. He just dinged it twice in 2 shots, and we're going to get a stoppage of play for offsides, and he comes off just shaking his head. Old chat from the coaching staff. He's got to get that out of his head and snap back into things. But how frustrating is that for a shooter? 2 snipes from the blue line with space, and he dings the post both times. At neutral ice, as that one's pushed back in for a brief moment, then dumped right back out by Carroll. Cooper Groska trying to jump around. And Harrison Dumas ran into the wall. That is Jacob Pickering for Groska. Sent down and kicked out by Dylan Hanna as that one came from the 12 of Sean Mullaney. And there was a shot from Daniel Kennedy and swallowed up by the pads of Dylan Hanna to keep this game 1-0. Streaking the other way was the 9 of Kyle Smolin. Around the backside boards for it to be picked up by Hemond. Ethan Pizzulo inside of the last minute to play. Colton Lawrence off of Bragg's shoulder. And it will not be kept in. That's a delayed offsides. It'll be negated as Warwick will touch this one up. Hemond will streak this one all the way down. Icing will get called. And a stoppage of play with 39 seconds left to go. Warwick trying to push this one out of the zone. And an offside is called. Colin O'Day in the back corner in the final 15 as it's looped around for a second by Lefebvre. Rusov back to the point for Carroll as he tried to push that one in. Bragg kicked it aside, and that'll take us to the end of the first. Through one, it's a Cooper Groska power play goal, 1-0 after one. You're watching Rhode Island High School hockey on Fans Only Sports Network.
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
First try to kick, goes in!
Taken away. away on a stretcher. Shot score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
Comes in, fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In.
A Cooper Grosketh power play goal is the difference here as we get ready to start the second period of play. 1-0 Warwick over Mount St. Charles. Live tonight from Thayer Arena in Warwick, Rhode Island. Game one of a doubleheader. Bishop Hendrick and Hawks and the Moses Brown Quakers to come following this one. And we invite you to, of course, stay right with us here on Fans Only Sports Network. If you are a Rhode Island high school hockey season pass holder, you'll be able to just go ahead and flip on over around about 7:15 p.m. and catch that game, as that one will be flicked off of the stick of, I believe that may have been the 4 of Ethan Pizzulo, who got in front of Colton Lawrence there. Charlie Clements. Taken away by Lawrence Lombari, and that one right over top of the net. Tonight's second period on Fans Only Sports Network brought to you by Joseph Lamy, attorney at law, 696 Reservoir Avenue in Cranston, Rhode Island. Visit josephlamy.com for more information, and by RR Elite Recruits with access to 3,000 schools, 80,000 coaches across 38 NCAA sports. For athletes looking to play at the next level, be seen by being a part of RREliteRecruits.com. As this one is streaked into the zone by Barlow, winds and fires, and Dylan Hanna holds for the save. 4 games on the network tonight, 4 games on the network tomorrow, and an 8-game weekend for high school hockey here in Division 1 side of the ball game. 1 Division 2 game in action as the Cranston West Falcons are taking on the Mount Hope Huskies East Providence Townies Co-op side. As that one will get flicked up, caught into the body of Braden Slack. Mulaney will not be able to get anywhere further with that. Good defensive play from Carroll. Slack tried to poke that one past the 25 in black and white of Chris Schiaffino, and offside is called. Or check that. He called play with a high stick, so it's going to put the faceoff all the way back down in the Mount defensive zone. Bonus Warwick. 13 and change left to go. Lombari. Little past Lawrence. Comes back for Smolin. Winding and firing from the blue line was Jack Potter, and that one will be held on to by Braxton Bragg. As they chase it around the backside boards. Caught at the blue line by Potter right in front, and an opportunity that went just wide. Trying to get to it in the corner of the 14 of Rusov, but it's pushed back by the Warwick defense. Icing is negated as it's touched by Connor Souza. Souza wraps it around for Baxter. Back for Souza again as he's tied up, that time by Richie Cavanaugh. Came right back out in front, and an opportunity for McNally is caught by Dylan Hanna. Face-off won by Warwick. Cavanaugh tried to push that one along the sideboards. Instead, Tyler Carroll came away with it. Carroll for Colton Lawrence. Lawrence fires. Bragg makes a save. Off of the backside boards, moved along. Back for Cavanaugh again as Cavanaugh fires one deflected by Carroll, and that will go up into the netting out of play. And we'll get a face-off down to the right-hand side of Dylan Hanna as they're trying to get the puck thrown back in. And they do. No souvenirs in high school hockey, unfortunately. Puck out of play as a puck back into the rink. Off the sideboards. Barlow, taken away by Lombari. Forward for the 9 of Smolin. Smolin got bumped by Charlie Clements. Puck trickles back into the corner. Shafino will loop this one all the way down. We'll get an icing and a stoppage of play and bring it back down in front of Braxton Bragg. Both sides will use it for a line change. Spun around by Slack. As it deflects off of multiple players' sticks, it comes all the way back for Grosketh. Cooper Grosketh working alongside Jacob Pickering. Grosketh has the lone goal in this game, a power play goal back in the first period. Gloved down by Slack. Pushed at by Pizzulo to try to get it free defensively for Warwick. Arm goes up, and a penalty is going to get called. Cross-checking for the second time today will be a Mount player going to the box. This time, it's going to be the 21 of Frankie Ryan. It's going to put Warwick on the power play for the second time today. They are 1 for 1 on the power play, courtesy of that Cooper Grosketh goal. Mount 0 for 1 on the power play, 0 for 1 on the penalty kill. Carroll in the back corner as that one is pulled free by Barlow. For Pizzulo, hard shot came from Cavanaugh, and that one went off of Colton Lawrence's leg as Lawrence runs Cavanaugh into the boards. Cavanaugh against Lawrence again. And Smolin can kick that one all the way back. Pizzulo slots across for Cavanaugh. Lawrence is bothering him. And he finally gets free. Drops that one off for Charlie Clements. Clements. Cavanaugh looking for Grosketh again right in the center slot. Hard shot for the outside. Pass power play goal from Ethan Pizzulo. And the penalties have burnt Mount. Warwick now 2-0 on the power play. 2 goals against Mount having nothing to show for it. Two for 2 on the power play, 1 for 1 on the penalty kill. Mount is now 0 for 2 on the penalty kill and 0 for 1 on the power play. 10 left to go here in the second period. Chris Schiaffino chases that one behind his own net. It's Pizzulo from Grosketh and Kavanaugh. As Cooper Grosketh now has a goal and an assist on the day. Kavanaugh has 2 assists. Now those 2 gentlemen certainly having a day as that one pings off the stick of Kennedy. Back for Schiaffino, that's Gerard Schiaffino as it's worked around the corner for Brady Martin. Martin tried to crawl it up the sideboards, could not. Chris Schiaffino and Gerard Schiaffino work together on the back side. Carried forward by Aiden McNally. McNally lets that one slide away from him as it's picked up and tried to be sent out of the zone. Mount will carry it on the sticks of Logan Lefebvre as he goes across for Bryce Baxter. Baxter is run off of that play and getting dumped down with no call from the referees is Brady Martin. As Bragg will hold on to that one. And we'll get a stoppage of play with 8:39. Around the back side. To be fished out and sent forward for Kavanaugh. Dumped back in. Braden Slack. Slack sent that one to Frankie Ryan, and they're rubbed off of the play. As carrying it with a head of steam is Kavanaugh across for Pizzulo. Backhanded. Still standing on the stick of the 17 of Barlow. And Dylan Hanna kicks it away and somehow has lost his stick in the midst of all this. Barlow looped it around, and now Hanna can pick his stick back up as it tracks back into the neutral zone. Barlow rubbed off of the play on the outside as a loose twig along the ice. Comes back for Pizzulo. Smolin across for Slack, and that one will get sent up off of Bragg's pads into the netting. Bevy of games coming up as we talked about Warwick, Mount St. Charles. This is the game we're here right now. East Greenwich, Smithfield, Hendrick and Moses, Brown, LaSalle, Xavier, all coming up later tonight here on Fans Only Sports Network. A slew of college hockey to come up on the weekend as well, too. Both Providence College men's and women's club ice hockey teams home on Saturday. The men are home on Sunday as well. Bryant University home against Connecticut College this weekend. Of course, Providence, Boston College Eagles come into town tomorrow against the Providence men's team. And then the Boston University Terriers against the women's side. As the men's and women's club teams at PC and Bryant both questing for top spots in their respective conferences. As we get awfully close to March in the ACHA playoffs. HC Rhode Island in action tomorrow night against the Worcester Railers on Hockey TV from this very rink. And HC Rhode Island staring at potentially second place in just their inaugural season in the EHL. Interference call will put Mount on the power play for the second time tonight. 0 for 1 on the evening. 6 and change left to go here in the second. We will get the longer intermission of about 10 minutes. After the conclusion of this period, they'll resurface the ice before we play the third, as that one dies in the piles of snow that are starting to accumulate. For Dumas, around for Rusov. Max Rusov dumps that one down, was looking to try to release the 19 of Jack Potter. Rusov ties up with Pickering. And this one will go ahead and scoot all the way back down, chased by Lucas Heeman as Pickering comes off for a line change. Smolin run out of the play by Barlow. Barlow wanted a holding call, wasn't going to get it. 55 seconds remaining in the advantage, 5.5 left to go here in the second. Power play goals, the story of the game, as Bragg shoulders that one up into the netting and out of play. Power play goals, the story of the game. Cooper Grosketh in the first, Ethan Pizzulo in the second. And that's the 2-0 scoreline as it stands. Lawrence, Carroll. Off the side boards, Lawrence in the corner, back for Carroll. Carroll. Colton Lawrence as he goes through the middle, tried to slot that one to the opposite side for Lombari, and Bragg was able to get a piece of it as it kicks away. 24 seconds left remaining in the advantage as we go to a pig pile in the corner. Carroll and Lombari chased that one as they fought with Barlow in the corner. For Colton Lawrence. Lawrence fires one and right in to the catching glove of Bragg. Face-off won by Warwick. Taken away defensively by Brady Martin. Penalty is expired. We're back to five-a-side hockey, and as I say that, a huge hit along the side boards, but just the offside call to be made. Controlled by McNally for a moment and then flicked all the way to the opposite corner. Baxter. Wrapped around for Kavanaugh, fired one, and that one, it's deflected away. Pizzulo through traffic, landed on the stick of Kavanaugh, couldn't redirect. Connor Souza kept in. Jack Potter now will try to clear the zone as it pops up off of the body of Kavanaugh. Stayed in the zone and did not actually hit the ceiling. Clements will chase this one around the backside. 3 and change left to go here in the second. Warwick still riding on the laurels of the 2-0 scoreline. Lefebvre carried for Rusev. Dispossessed and taken the other way by Pickering. Pickering wraps that one around. Will drop for Shafino. Fired one, and that one, the door is closed on it by Hannah. Pickering got in the way there of Slack. Braden Slack still fights through with it. Pizzulo takes it away from Slack. Pizzulo dumped down. No call from the referees. Stepping forward is a pickup from Shafino as it bounces back around for Slack once again. And it's pushed back in. Frankie Ryan, as he tried to go toe-to-toe with Pizzulo. Pizzulo came to the better of that one and sent it all the way down. Icing will stop play with 2:18. Warwick coaches wanting to have a little bit of an issue of a call that they say happened right in front of their bench that didn't get called. Shot, score! Draw play, Lombari to Kyle Smolin, and he pops one in the backside of the net. Two, 1. And Mount gets a little bit of life back into them. Smolin, as he tried to work that one through the body of Shafino. Comes right back out around again. Lombari had one that had to get flicked away by Bragg. Lombari again inside for Smolin. Trying to look for Colton Lawrence. Smolin comes away with it. Lombari winds, fires. That one was just up over top of the post. Lawrence. Shafino in the corner now. Smolin comes away with it. Will get picked up by Mulaney and sent all the way down. Grosketh had a toe on it, went to fire, it actually hit Smolin, comes across, wrap around and pinned on the post was Dylan Hanna. Clements tries to work that one around, left on the side boards. Frankie Ryan can't move it, as it will just get pinned along the boards. Now finally comes out for Harrison Dumas. Clements back into the neutral zone as it's carried there by the 7 of Shafino. Cross the boards. Frankie Ryan trying to chase this one offensively in the final 20 seconds. Dumas off of Ryan's stick and a stoppage of play. Into the netting along the side. All right, face off to come right in front of the Mount bench. Lombari is able to win that one for Lawrence. A whistle and a stoppage of play, and they're going to call a pushing. There's a hand push. And this one will bring it back down for a face-off. In front of Dylan Hanna, 13 seconds left to go here in the period. Comes around for Smolin. Smolin, Lawrence, no! That one got kicked away by Bragg. Will come all the way back into the neutral zone, and that will hit zeros on the clock and the end of a period of play. A power play goal from Ethan Pizzulo put Warwick up to nothing, but it was a strike back for Kyle Smolin, and Mount St. Charles gets on the board. It's 2-1 after 2. We'll take the intermission break. You're watching Rhode Island High School Hockey on Fans Only Sports Network.
The ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
The ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
The ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
The ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
The ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
The ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires. Deflected. No. Rebound. Score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires. Deflected. No. Rebound. Score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires. Deflected. No. Rebound. Score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires. Deflected. No. Rebound. Score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires. Deflected. No. Rebound. Score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires. Deflected. No. Rebound. Score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown!
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
Comes in, fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
Comes in, fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh.
Two on Warwick after two. Cooper Grosketh in the first. Ethan Pizzullo in the second. Both power play goals for Warwick. Kyle Smolin in the second. And a regular strength goal for Mount St. Charles, and that broke the bagel on the right side of the scoreboard, and we played 2-1 for the final period of play. Penalty box is empty, 5 aside for the final 15 of regulation, and we're underway. Thank you for tuning in this evening on Panzoli Sports Network. Tonight's game is brought to you by Joseph Lammy, attorney at law, 696 Reservoir Avenue in Cranston, Rhode Island. Visit josephlammy.com for more information, and by RR Elite Recruits with access to 3,000 schools and 80,000 coaches across 30 NCAA sports. For athletes looking to play at the next level, be seen by being a part of RREliteRecruits.com. Pinned into the side is Lombari as he still is trying to get his stick free. And this one's carried out of the zone craftfully by the three of Connor Souza, ripped off and taken the other way by Barlow. Barlow fires from the corner, and that one will be kicked aside by Dylan Hanna. Dylan Hanna in net for the Mount St. Charles Mounties. It's been Braxton Bragg for Warwick. On the opposite side as Colton Lawrence tries to slot that one forward for Smolin. Picked back up by Lawrence as it bounced off of Pizzullo. Lawrence, the wrap around as he was looking for Harrison Dumas. Getting stood up and taking it the other way is Barlow. Barlow got danced down into the corner. Shafino, that's Gerard Shafino as he's bothered by Smolin, comes back for the 12 of Sean Mullaney. Mullaney will carry that one across center ice. Harrison Dumas tried to get a piece of it. As he continued forward, on the doorstep is the 19 of Cooper Grosketh along with the 10 of Jacob Pickering as Dylan Hanna kicked one away. Colton Lawrence check that, as that's actually the 21 of Frankie Ryan, and now all sorts of pushing and shoving. There's actually one of the clips on the glass has popped off and come down. And there's going to be penalties assessed after this play, as Schifino and Ryan are both going off. Connor Souza, Jack Potter having a little chat with the referee. Face-off won by Warwick, pushed out of the zone. McNally dumped that one into the corner. We're looking for Brady Martin. Huge hit, and the arm goes up right away. And the player down on the ice is the 19 of Jack Potter. To the box goes Brady Martin. The question is going to be for how much? It's boarding. And it's a 5-minute major. So Mount is going to have ample power play time. Lombari, Lawrence, Braden Slack, along with Smolin and Connor Souza, the 5 on the ice right now for the Mounties, as that will just get whipped all the way down on Freem. Long distance from the 11 of Lucas Hammond. Slack, stretched one for Souza. Pizzulo in the mix. Taken away by Smolin for Souza. Bounced off of the boards for Lawrence up top. Kept in by Slack for Lombari. Colton Lawrence again back up top. Lombari fires one, and Bragg shuts the door. And it will get sent all the way down. They've gotten rid of 50 seconds of this power play. And now a full minute elapsed. There's 4 left to go. Lombari. Slack. As he dances with it across the blue line for Lawrence. That one ends up into the body of Kavanaugh, and he'll just shove it down the ice. Braden Slack with Colton Lawrence as they bring this through. Drop for Kyle Smolin. Smolin looks, fires. That one went wide. Hit off the backside boards. Comes out for Pickering. Taken away as Jack Potter had it. Now Slack drops for Potter in the corner. Lombari. Back to Lombari, and that one hit the post. Slack bounced off of his stick back into the neutral zone. He's chased there by the opposite 16 of Aiden McNally. Lombari has it now as he dances through the corner. Lombari sends one across. Loops around for Colton Lawrence on the opposite side. Lawrence winds, fires right in front of Smolin, and Bragg is able to kick it twice to get it away. Ty Carroll dispossessed, and it's sent by Grosketh all the way down. Half of the penalty time gone by, 2.5 left to go with 10 and change left here in the regulation. Carroll. That one may have gotten through to Bragg, bounced right back out, taken by Kennedy. Kennedy will take this one all the way down and continue to cycle around with it. Kennedy looking to burn time off of that power play clock before he can get picked back up by Harrison Dumas. Dumas carries through the neutral zone. Dumas against Kennedy, can only release it, and it will get dumped all the way back down. Picked up by Ty Carroll in the final 90 seconds as we're going to get an icing. And a stoppage of play as Mount released that one too soon. East Greenwich, Smithfield, Hendricken, Moses Brown, LaSalle, Xavier still to come tonight. And one Division II game in action as the Cranston West Falcons take on the Mount Hope East Providence Co-op team. That game 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Sliding in, Hannah will hold on to that one after approaching on the doorstep quickly, was the 9 of Richie Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh against Lombari in the circle. Smolin comes away with it. Opposite side for Connor Souza. Souza steps over top of Pickering. Goes to the backside boards. Pushed away by Pickering. Pizzulo was reaching for it, but it scoots all the way around. Lombari tapped that one back for Smolin. 9:35 left to go here in regulation. Clock! And the clock was actually not running on the scoreboard. They've now started running it, so we'll hold to match the scoreboard clock, as this one's going to go all the way down for Ty Carroll. Lefebvre on Bragg, and that one got kicked away. One minute left to go in the advantage. A rugby scrum has ensued in the corner as it now pokes back out and it's carried all the way down. It will get chased by Braden Slack. Slack, as he looks for that one in the corner, goes around for the 2 of Dumas. Will come back across for Lefebvre, and that one gets deflected up into the netting, out of play. And a stoppage of play, 34 seconds remaining in the 5-minute boarding major that was assessed. And they're going to come over and have a conversation with the timer's box. And they're going to run the clock. And they've stopped it at 8:19. So it'll be 23 seconds left remaining on the advantage and 8:19 left to go here in regulation. All the way down off of the stick of Dylan Hanna. Souza chases that one, so too does Barlow. Barlow beat Connor Souza to it. Nobody there on the other side of the blue line as Barlow just kicks that one away. Kept in by Charlie Clements, 2-1. They have killed a 5-minute major. And it stays 2-1 to Warwick with 7:45 left to go. Schifino. As that one is picked up and Bragg will scoop it. And a stoppage of play. So Warwick continues to be perfect. 2 power play goals. And they have killed all of the penalties served. 4 in total. They are 2 for 2 on the power play and 4 for 4 on the penalty kill. Bragg. Did it get around? No! It somehow hit the bottom side of Bragg's boot and got kicked out as Harrison Dumas was trying to dunk one. Dumas will pick this one up on the blue line after it was struck forward by Grosketh. And icing will stop play with 7:11 left to go. A slate of games still to come tonight, a slate of games tomorrow as well, too. As always, check out fansonlysports.com. That's fansonlysportz.com. Follow us on social medias, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, whatever you have, at FOSPORTZ. And for all things behind the scenes hockey, follow us on Instagram at RI.hockey. As that one will get flicked back down on Dylan Hanna, and a dirty rebound as he had to come out and lay on top of it as Charlie Clements was right there on the doorstep. Draw play on the faceoff will come right back to Hanna. The 24 of Brady Martin. Martin against Smolin. That one will pop up off of the sideboards. Delayed offsides negated. It'll be picked up by Jack Potter. Chris Schifino for Dan Kennedy. Aiden McNally, and then back to Brady Martin. Martin streaks forward, and that one came right off of the blocker pad of Hanna, and then back across for McNally to take an attempt. This one will scoot past everyone. Pizzula will chase it along with Martin, with Schifino. As they line change and get Brady Martin off, Schifino will dump that one down. They complete the line change and now get everyone off, and a fresh 5 on the ice for Warwick. As getting spun around in the middle was Sean Mullaney. Nothing there for Max Rusov. Off the sideboards, Cooper Grosketh. Grosketh fired that one up high and wide. Off of the pads of Dylan Hanna from the 7 of Gerard Schifino. And 5:15 left to go here in regulation. Cooper Grosketh in the first, Ethan Pizzullo in the second. The 2 goals for Warwick, both power play goals. Kyle Smolin late in the second for Mount to cut it to 2-1. And Warwick is defensively trying to shepherd this one to the finish line and continue the stellar season. This is a team that had just 1 win all of last season, is on pace here if they can hold for the next 4:45 for their 7th of the season already. As that one will pop up into the penalty box. 6-2-1 on the season for Warwick. 4-4-0 for Mount St. Charles. And still a lot of key games to come, as we have not even reached the midway point of the season yet. Looped around by Pizzullo. Barlow taps off of his stick, will come all the way back down. Frankie Ryan will chase it. Ryan deflects that one off of the side glass, was looking for Braden Slack. Slack got tied up with Pizzullo, and it got taken the other way by Barlow. Wrapped around by Souza. That one is going to hit the ceiling, and we're going to get a stoppage of play. Draw play right on Dylan Hanna, and he sprawls out to hold on to that one. Pickering was trying to get a piece on that. Warwick student section on the opposite side of the ice from our broadcast position has been awkwardly quiet most of the second and this third period. I'm wondering if that's nothing much to say in this third period, or they're just nervous right now, because this is going to be a huge win for Warwick if they can hold on. Smolin scores! Hang on to your hats, folks, because this game just became tied at 2, and Kyle Smolin has a double on the night. Lombari might have picked up another assist. Three and change left to go. And now we're looking at the possibility of a 5-minute overtime to follow. Kyle Smolin is second of the evening from Antonio Lombari, his second assist of the evening. And we're honors even. Harrison Dumas. Off of the sideboards, past Dumas, chased by Hemond. Wrapped around for Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh, as he comes down for Barlow, that one deflects up off of some bodies. Pushed by Harrison Dumas around to the back side. Tapped by Braden Slack as it comes back into the center for Logan Lefebvre. That'll get dumped down. Heyman will pick it up, and the final 2 and change to go here. If this scoreline holds, we'll have a 5-minute sudden death overtime period, as Lombari sends that one down for Smolin. Lombari off of the boots of Colton Lawrence. Smolin back for Lombari. Smolin fired one, and that one got kicked away that time by Schifino before it even went through. 19 is Jack Potter as he gets for Colton Lawrence. Lawrence, Lombari, and Smolin right there. 4 black jerseys right around him as it's taken away by Pizzullo. Pizzullo will carry that one all the way down, getting dumped down on the opposite side is Mulaney. Final 1:30 to go. Smolin. Schifino will send this one back. Mulaney, as it will dump all the way down into the corner. Picked up by Chris Shapino. Out for Slack. Bragg had one kicked away that almost found itself onto the stick of Logan Lefebvre. Chris Shapino inside of the final minute to go. Held by Ty Carroll. Streaked through the center zone. Dumas off of the corner. Taken away by Kavanaugh. Richie Kavanaugh, 20 seconds ago. Kavanaugh score! Richie Kavanaugh, 22 seconds left! Holy cow! He just went 100 feet coast to coast and nailed this thing shut. That may be the biggest goal Richie Kavanaugh will score all season. Timeout, Mount St. Charles. 3-2. Seconds left to go in this one.
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
Comes in, fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
Comes in, fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone!
Final seconds left to go here. Empty net to our broadcast right. 6-on-5 for Mount. This one's going to kick all the way out the sideboards. It's going to come down and icing is going to get called. Timeout called by Warwick. Games still to come this evening. East Greenwich, Smithfield, Hendrick and Moses Brown, LaSalle against Xavier. There's also one Division II game, which is the Cranston West Falcons taking on the Mount Hope East Providence Townies co-op side. Couldn't catch those games on fansonlysports.com. That's fansonlysprtz.com. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, whatever you have, at FO Sports. For all things behind the scenes hockey related, follow us on Instagram at ri.hockey. One game left to come up here from the arena. That is the Bishop Hendrick and Moses Brown game. We'll have that for you following the conclusion of this one. 5.2 seconds showing on the scoreboard here in the arena, so we're looking at being on time for a 7:15 face-off. Face-off to come to the left. 6-on-5 for Mount St. Charles. And they have the line that has scored the goals for them tonight on the ice right now with Lombardi and Smolin. Moses Brown players are all around watching. Don't see any Hendricken players out watching. Drawn back for Lawrence. Fires to the backside boards. Horn sounds. Warwick wins. Seventh win of the season for Warwick. They're going to go to 7-2-1. Mount St. Charles falls to 4-5-0. As the standing shakeup continues in Rhode Island High School boys hockey. This has been one heck of a season. Warwick at 7-2-1 overall. They're going to go to 5-2-0. And it's going to put them now in second place, right behind Bishop Hendricken. That'll do it for us here from game one from Thayer on Fans Only Sports Network. We thank you so much for tuning in. For all of us here at Fans Only Sports Network, I'm Matt Gillis. Stay safe, be well, have a good night. Warwick 3, Mount St. Charles 2.